Hello, small group family. It is Jim here at First Baptist Boise. Whether you're at downtown campus or Collister, I just wanted to say I'm so grateful for how you lead a small group and how you care for people. Thank you so much for serving, and it's just a joy to be here with you this fall as we dive into some exciting things that are happening here at our church family. So, wanted to give you a couple quick updates. First, we have a Vision Day for Boise, or Boise Vision Day, I think it's called. It's a great opportunity. You probably have heard about it through email or some kind of correspondence lately. But as you may be familiar with, if you've been following trends in our culture and in our church as a whole, and I speak of the broader church when I say this, but the church has been in decline in the West over this last couple of decades. And just more and more people are not willing to come visit a church for whatever reason, and we're realizing that we got to reimagine and rethink a little bit about how we do church, and the things that we've done in the past don't work the same way. So how can we do some things differently? There are some incredibly exciting stories that are coming out of this Vision Day about how God is revitalizing the church and re-engaging the church in some new life through some steps that the church is taking. They're not new steps. They're not steps that are unfamiliar to God and His scriptures, but it's some things that maybe we have lost a little sight of. And so I'm excited to be a part of that day. For you leading a small group, I really want to encourage you to come and join me there for that. I'd love to sit with you, and we'll enjoy the conference. But this is a part of the vision of where God's bringing our church in the future. And so as a leader, I'd love for you to be a part of that for that. Another thing that I want you to be thinking about with this conference is this: who in your small group is a pioneer? They love to trailblaze. They have an entrepreneurial spirit, and they like starting new things, or they have kind of creative ideas or a different way of looking at the world than maybe most in your small group. They also aren't one who's so immersed in our culture as a church that they've lost touch with their community, their non-believing friends and neighbors. They actually are pretty engaged with a lot of non-believers and their community and folks around them. If there's someone like that reflected in your small group, strongly encourage them to come. Maybe even share this video with them, because the discussions and the vision and the direction coming out of this Vision Day is something that I think they're really going to come alive with, and probably help us help the church lead the church in that direction. So I'd love to have them be a part of this. So do invite them if someone comes to mind for that. Okay, another thing that I want to share with you, I'm so excited about is, and I'm not a big social media guy. I'm not super savvy when it comes to that, but I've learned a few things along the way. And I found that having some kind of social media presence for small groups has been really helpful in this. I think it's really important for small groups to feel like they have a space to be a small group leader, and that they're not alone. There's others out there like them that are dealing with some of the same challenges and struggles. And sometimes it's hard for us to all get together in the same space, but we can provide some ways for you to engage in the community of small groups here at First Baptist Boise and at Collister, in downtown or Collister, where we can share ideas, share pictures, share frustrations, where I can resource you with tips and ideas and additional studies and resources that I come across. I'm just really excited to connect on that with you. So I don't want you to sign up for Facebook because I created this group. That's not my intention. But if there's someone in your small group that wants to represent your small group, I would love to have them be a part of this. So I am including a link that's in the email that this video is embedded in. And so I'd love for either you or someone in your group to represent the group on our Facebook page, because we will be sharing updates and ideas and tips and pictures and all kinds of stuff there. So it becomes a really special place, I think, and a place where I get to connect with you guys on a consistent basis. So love to do that. That's not in replacement of phone calls and FaceTime. I'm not, personal time with you. That's not the goal. It's just another avenue of which to connect. So love to connect you with that. All right. Lastly, I want to share with you about there we go. So hope, and is there hope? We're in this series called True Hope. And it's all about hope right now, because God wants us to bring hope to a very broken and discouraging world, especially as we gear into the final weeks of this electoral season. There's a lot of discouragement, a lot of mudslinging, and just a lot of in the media right now. And so God wants us to be agents of hope. And one of the things that Kelly and I love about this church family and really drew us here when God was leading us to leave where we're from and come out here to Boise is finding a church family that didn't just want to talk about things, but wanted to live out their faith. So we're not just talking about hope, we're living hope in our world around us. And I love that about this place. I love that several of our small groups have already been serving in our So Hope Weeks. You'll see some pictures on the screen right now from the Nelson small group to I think Wilmorth small group and Don Pyle's group and a couple other Wednesday night groups served just recently as a part of this idea of sowing hope and offering hope to those around us. So thank you for already engaging in this. But I also want to challenge us because we as a staff have been realizing I think we have placed a little bit more priority on the event side of sowing hopes to the point where we might disengage it from the living it out in our daily life. And that's not what we want to see happen. We actually want to see this be more than anything, not just an event we go to, actually scratch that. We don't want it to be an event we go to. We want it to be something we live out in our daily life. So here's what that looks like. I would love for you to pray this week about who in your life, and just ask God, God, show me who in my life needs hope, who around me is discouraged, who around me is going through a loss or a health crisis or whatever it may be, and how can you use me, God, to offer hope, to let them know they're not alone, that they are known and they are loved. And so we can bring a lot of hope in very simple acts, like if you are in the workplace and you have lunch breaks, take a coworker to lunch. Maybe say, hey, I've been working here for a while and we've never had lunch yet. Let's go hang out. And no agenda, just get to know them, love on them. Don't worry about memorizing the spiritual laws, the 4 spiritual laws or the Romans Road. Just be yourself, let them be themselves, and just offer hope through that time of connection. So we have this wonderful list of 101 ways to offer hope. And I love that our groups have been doing some event-related things, but really beyond that, and what's more important, is that we would engage in living out hope in our daily lives. Imagine what it would look like if all 600-700 of us were engaged in living out hope. Imagine how it would affect the Collister neighborhoods. Imagine how it would affect the downtown neighborhoods if we were living out hope in such a way as this. So be considering that, pray about that. Lastly, I just want to share one need that we have. One of our families in our small group and a few folks are offering taking meals to a ministry called Love Inc. They were at both campuses for our ministry fair recently. And they have a workshop or a class, something like that, where they offer some food. And they can't fulfill those duties this week. And so they're looking for a small group or a couple families that can help facilitate the food on Tuesday night. I'll put the date on the screen here. But we'd love for you to consider helping out this 1 week for that. So if anybody can email me back ASAP and let us know. Some of the food's already been purchased. We just need help preparing it and delivering the meal this week. Again, thank you so much for being a part of this video and listening. And I just continue to pray for you and thank God for your ministry and love serving with you. Thank you for welcoming Kelly and I with open arms here to our church family. We're feeling the love and look forward to the years that we have together. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.